Hey guys, Jack here from Gingerbets. Welcome to the Gingerbets Golf Betting Insights weekly YouTube show. This week I'm previewing the Genesis Invitational. 121 of the world's best players, 35 of the world's top 50 are going to tee it up at Riviera Country Club. An amazing field, an incredible golf course, one of the most classic courses in the USA. It's going to make for some incredible viewing. Let's hope that we can go one place better, not only than we did last week, but the week before and the week before that, where we've had 3 consecutive runner-up finishes from our portfolio. If you're new to the channel, let me tell you what I cover each and every week on the PGA Tour event that's taking place. I break down the course, the key skill sets required, and then bring you the all-important outright selections. And as I've just touched upon, we are still searching for the 2022 calendar year first winner, but we've had 3 runners-up over the last 3 weeks, 6 place payouts from the 6 place payouts from just 6 events covered. Only 1 week as our portfolio completely missed the place payout since 2022. So I feel like we're knocking on the door, and I'm hoping that this week we can go one place better. If you're taking your golf betting a bit more serious in 2022, then can I encourage you not only to tune into this video and give it a like and subscribe, but also look in the description box below where you can find out how to register for the Gingerbets Golf Betting Insights weekly newsletter. There's so much information in here that will help you with your golf betting. My promise to you is it will make you a better golf bettor, and it will make Sundays crazy fun time and time again. Albeit we're still searching for winner number 1 of 2022, we've provided loads of fun with big prize players and some favourites at the top of that leaderboard. Last week, for example, every single player in the outright selections made it through the cut line, and every outsider to consider made it through the cut line. The outsiders to consider are not covered in this video. You need to get yourself in that description box below and register for the Gingerbets Substat weekly newsletter. There's no sales pitch, there's no spam, just good quality, well-researched information to help you with your golf betting, save you some time, and hopefully put a little bit more money in your pocket. So that's it about Gingerbets. Let's get into this week's Genesis Invitational. The course itself, a par 71, 7,300 yards from the tips. It's going to be incredible viewing this week. Dog legs right and left, small greens, hard bunkers to play out of, a proper test of golf, and much like last week, where barring the newcomer Sahith, who's going to make it, the Indian guy, is going to make it to the top of this game for sure. He's got game, let me tell you. Off the tee box, he's got an incredible fade. He can draw his irons, he can fade his irons. He's an attacking golfer. He's got more wins coming his way. I can't pronounce his surname, that's why I'm not going to try, but he's an incredible golfer, and I feel that he is the only one that would be a name that was new to many on last week's leaderboard. I expect the same this week. An elite level field, a tough golf course. Every single part of the game is going to be tested, and you're going to have it dialed in. So expect a player of the top 20, 30 in the betting market, I believe, to be pushing for that title on Sunday evening. So let's have a look at the key skill sets that are going to be required to lift this trophy this week. Well, first off, it's strokes gained off the tee for me. I don't believe accuracy is of key importance here. Bubba Watson, 3-time winner, he's not notorious for accuracy, is he? But strokes gained off the tee, playing to the right part of the rough, if that may be the right terminology. But if he's missing it, miss it to the right side, and then that'll give you access to the pins. So I want to look at good drives gained, strokes gained off the tee as my starting point for my research this week. Then I want to dial it into greening regulations gained, and quite simply, that's because the last 5 winners have ranked in the top 10 for greening regulations gained that given week, and I see it being no different this week. Greens here are extremely small, so I want to look at strokes gained around the green and sand safe percentage. So first off, strokes gained around the green, it goes without saying you're going to miss 30 to 40% of the greens this week. Even if you hit the green, the ball's going to run off. These are undulating greens. Think Augusta-like. These are really severe slopes across the whole of this golf course. It's not a long golf course. It's a technical golf course where precision will win over power. But that means that players are going to miss plenty of these small greens, and you're going to have to get up and down. In addition to that, sand save percentages. This is one of the top 5 courses on tour for sand save percentages. So this is one of the hardest in terms of getting up and down out of those bunkers. So when I've been trying to narrow down my field, I've really wanted to use that as one of the key attributes for determining some of the players. For example, Scotty Scheffler, I believe, has got an outstanding chance this week. He's coming off the back of the win. He's dialed in with all parts of his game. Sits 119th, I think, in sand save percentage over the last 50 rounds on tour. So he's not an expert from the sand. All the other parts of his games are absolutely incredible. But that's the type of thing, when we're looking at the fine-tuning our picks this week, we're going to have to get into these detail, and that is one of the areas that I believe could separate a top 5 finish and the winner. Next up, and finally, I want to look at par 5 scoring. We've got 3 par 5s to attack. 12 holes will be played on the par 5s this week over the 4 rounds, and you're going to have to shoot at least 6 under, if not 8 under across those, I believe, to lift that trophy. So they're the key skill sets that I believe are going to be important. Tee to green performance, approach play, of course it's going to be important, but this week I think we can dial it into some different areas and pay attention to off the tee, greening regulations gained, around the green and sand saves, and then par 5 scoring. And just to add one more, we're on the Poana surfaces this week, like we were at Pebble. So if you're fine-tuning your portfolio from 10 down to 6, from 6 down to 4, whatever it may be, then maybe take a look at the newsletter that I provide, which will tell you the top 25 players on the Poana surfaces, or if doing your own research, then pay particular attention to that. Well, that's the course, that's the skill sets required. Now it's for the outright picks, and I feel that we've got a winner in these 4 this week. So first up, it's not an original pick by any means, but I can't apologise because it's not often that I dial it in at the top of the leaderboard, but I cannot get away from him this week. He is just statistically in a great place, playing the most consistent golf of his life and on the PGA Tour. He's got 2 top 10s here from 3 visits, a 5th place last year, tied with a few other players, one that I'll come on to mention. And I believe that he puts the Poe pretty well. Jon Rahm, 9-1, standout selection for me this week. I cannot see him out the places. If he can just get off to a slightly better start than he did at the Waste Management, he's bound to challenge the top 2 or 3 of that leaderboard. And I think he'll be hungry to get a win before the Masters in April. So he'll headline the portfolio for the week. Next up, it's an Aussie golfer who's come on leaps and bounds over the last 12 months. He's proven himself as an elite level golfer. And when I think of Riviera Golf Club, I think of loads of things. I think of shot shaping. I think of being able to shape it both ways off the tee box and with your approach play. I think scrambling really good and making those putts on these really difficult surfaces. And that's something that Cam Smith can do with his eyes closed. He can move the ball both ways from the tee box with the irons comfortably, shape his ball flight. He's got the lot. And once Bones Mackay, who's now JT's caddy, once said on the No Laying Up podcast a couple of years ago, he's the most underrated golfer that he's ever seen and got one of the best short games he's ever seen other than Phil. So he will be the second selection of the week, 25-1 with William Hill, 8 places available. Take advantage of that. He'll be 20-1 across the board, sure to be popular come Thursday. Next up is another player that comes in fine form. 3rd place at the Waste Management, where he improved on a dismal performance in Saudi Arabia. He has the game to take down this event. Finished 9th here in 2019. That's his best finish. He's got top 10 in terms of par 5 scoring, greening regulations gained on hard scoring tracks over the past 24 rounds. So they're 2 of the key stats that I touched on before. I don't often tip this guy up, but I think he's bubbling under, and I think confidence will be high after last week. Xander Schauffele, I'm going to say with my eyes closed. It's hurting me to say it because he's someone that I've slated for being too short. But let me tell you, Xander'd usually be 14, 16-1, I believe, 18-1 max for this event. When I can get 22s, 25s on the exchanges in the UK and Australia, I believe that that's a bet for me, and he will be the 3rd selection of the week. 4th selection of the week, he's a player that I put up last year at double the odds I'm going to be putting him up this year. But I'm really confident. Why? His game's in good shape. He came into Pebble, first appearance in the USA for the year. I don't believe he played actually in the UAE on the European Tour early year. I think he missed it out. So he came straight to Pebble and he performed really well. He putted really well, and it's the same surfaces that he faces this week at Riviera Country Club. And then he also performed consistently in elite level field at the Waste Management last week. When you look at the top of that leaderboard, it's named full of major champions, full of names that we're all familiar with. And I think Matthew Fitzpatrick, albeit only 40 to 1 Bet365, 35 to 1, 8 places William Hill, I think he's got an outstanding chance. I'm not overly impressed with his price. I was hoping for some 45, 50 to 1, but unfortunately that's not available. I nearly faded him because of his price, but I put him up last year. He rewarded us with a 5th place finish. I think his game's in just as good a shape, if not better. And if he's going to make his breakthrough, it's going to be at a course like this in the United States, which is a technical, classical design. So they're my 4 selections for the week. I think that they've got all outstanding chances. And to throw one in the mix, in the outsiders, I think Paul Casey's got an outstanding chance. For those of you considering DraftKings lineups, Casey, Mackenzie Hughes, Behazen are players that I'm going to be looking at. They all perform well on tough and technical tracks and can shape the balls both ways with their irons and off the tee. At the top of the leaderboard, at the market, there's a few people that I think are a bit short this week. Cantlay, I believe, is a tiny bit too short. And I also think JT only hit 55% of his fairways last week. I think he's going to have to improve on that if he's going to want to take home the trophy this week on Sunday night. So that, for what it's worth, at the top of the leaderboard, or top of the market, should I say, there are a few easy fades for me. Cantlay is one of them. JT is the other. And my best fade of the week, for those that are interested, and he's being tipped up in plenty of places, Will Zalatoris. He can't putt for toffee. His short game isn't elite. He's 28 to 1 in the betting market. For me, that's not right. So he'd be my best fade of the week. If you're liking the fade information and the short preview about the market and my thoughts, let me know in the comments and I can bring more of that in future videos. But thank you for listening. May I encourage you 2 things before I go. If you like this content and the video, like and subscribe. Check out in the description box below how to sign up to the weekly newsletter. Loads of cool information to help you with that. And please leave me your comments in the box. Tony, Aussie Golfer, Tom, keep them coming in. Enjoy the contributions every week. Thanks for listening. Good luck with all your bets. And let's hope we can go one place better this week. Bye for now.